To make this bag, I first crocheted 4 identical pieces. These are rectangles, 19 inches long or 48 centimeters long, and 6 inches wide or 15 centimeters wide. The yarn that I used is Feels Like Butta. And by the way, for each panel I used 1 skein, and this is how much yarn is left after I made 1 panel. So the yarn is Feels Like Butta by Lion Brand Yarns. This yarn is category 4, 100% polyester yarn, and 1 skein has 218 yards or 100 grams. The name of this blue color is Ice, and the green one is Mint. I crocheted with a hook size E 3.5, and I crocheted quite tightly because I wanted to obtain strong, non-stretchable fabric. I started with 25 chains, and in the first row I had 24 single crochets, and then in each row I have 24 single crochets. And look how nice and neat and straight the edge is. And I already made a video showing a little trick how to get such perfectly straight edges, and if you missed that video I will link it in the description box below. The next step is to stitch these 4 panels together. Pay special attention to the way I placed these 4 panels. This is the bottom of the first one, but this is the bottom of the second one, and this is the bottom of the third one, and this is the bottom of the fourth one. And these tails right here, these are the tails from the starting chains. They all come together in the middle. And here's where I'm going to make the seams. Right here, and then right here, which will create a square right here, and that square is gonna be the bottom of the bag. After I make the seams on the bottom of the bag, right here and here, I will also seam together the sides. So this side and this side will be seamed together. Also this side and this side will be seamed together. This side and this side will be seamed together, and also this side and this one. I'm using a tapestry needle and green color yarn to stitch my pieces together, and I'm using a mattress stitch. You can choose to stitch the pieces together, the 4 panels together, using a different stitch, maybe a whip stitch. Or you can even use a small size crochet hook and stitch these pieces together using single crochets or slip stitches. I choose to use the mattress stitch. Here I already stitched together this side, now I'm stitching this one, and I just figured out that it's easier to stitch if you go from the bottom to the top instead of going from the top to the bottom. But well, it's easier for me, but you should do whatever works the best for you and what is the most convenient for you. Oh, it takes a while to make all those seams. I already turned on the lights because the sun is going down, but I just want to show you really quick how my seam looks. What I like about the mattress stitch is that there is no bulky seam, it's very flat. So this is the right side and this is the wrong side, so it looks pretty good on both sides. I stitched all the panels together, it all looks pretty good, and the next step is to crochet the handles. Here are the handles that I made. I made them 19 inches long or 48 centimeters long. I started with 81 chains and I simply crocheted rows of single crochets, but at the end of each row I made 2 single crochets into the last stitch to get these increases on this side and on this side. Now I left a yarn tail right here so I can use this yarn tail to stitch the handle to the bag. However, when I started crocheting, when I was just chaining, I should have left a longer tail over here so I could use this tail for attaching the handle to the bag. So if you're gonna be making this bag and making the handles, keep that in mind. And this is how I'm going to stitch the handles to the bag, and that's why I made these increases here. So it has an angle, and I can just stitch right here and right there. And in the same way, I will attach the second handle to the other side of the bag. I attach the handles, and the last step that I'm going to make is to attach green yarn right here and crochet along all the edges and also on each side of the handles. And here it is, the finished bag. So over here I crocheted one round of single crochets and then a second round of slip stitches. So I crocheted along all the edges and around the handles of the bag.